So I was working with her. You know, in Tai Chi, when you have a posture like this, you don't want to be too far out. So Tai Chi teaches you how to modulate your body to not be constricted. And so here, this is called single ward-off. And here, my knee isn't over my toe, then I'm too far forward. So the way I look at it is that Tai Chi is a way of balancing verbally and first teaching it in the body. So basically, in my one session that I had with her, we worked with this a little bit. And I said, so after talking about it this way in the session we've just had, how would you like to approach this particular guy when you go back into class? She said, well, I guess I'd like it to be just more like, just like to flick him off, like that. You know, like it doesn't really matter. And she went like this, and this is a movement in Tai Chi that's called fist under elbow. Now, she had never done any Tai Chi or Qigong, zero. And this is fist under elbow. Do you feel how this is a posture? And I had never really even thought about, you know, basically one of the things that I'm doing is trying to teach Tai Chi and Qigong practitioners how every movement has these 4 levels of purpose. And I've been going into each of the movements and trying to see what their purpose is. In this movement here, do you see how that empowers the arm? But here it's not overly empowering. It's like, hey, get out of my way, right? So then we were able to take that back and to move it into how do you take that verbally. And I asked her, do you see that movement you're doing? How would you change that into words? So again, if any of the people that are therapists are saying, look, hey, I don't know any of these things like that. I didn't know that that was called fist under elbow. You don't need to know it. Just your own intuition as therapists is going to be able to feel what that is metaphorically, right? So you don't need to know that that's a transition from this movement into that, and then connecting yourself that way and lifting up that toe in order to really emphasize it. You don't need to know all that. All you need to see is to look at somebody's movement at the moment that they feel a felt shift in therapy. So then I said to her, so how would you translate that into words? So she said, I think what I'm going to say to him is, thank you very much for your attention and being attracted to me, but I am in a workshop and I have a boyfriend, so I'm not interested, but I really appreciate your attention. That is powerful, but it's fist under elbow. It's just flicking them off, right? It's not making a big deal out of it. It's not really majorly contending. It's I'm going to punch you in the mouth. It is power, but it's not the kind of power that's cathartic power. There's a time and a place for catharsis in the healing of trauma, but ultimately the importance of finding what it means to be a spiritual warrior, a bodhisattva warrior, and be able to find the way to be with another person and to take their force and to move it away, and then to come back and to give them back what's appropriate from your own heart. This is the transition from a spiritual place of white crane spreads wings to taking a force that's attacking you, moving it to the side by moving your belly, coming down, and then giving somebody something from your own heart. So this is a movement in Tai Chi that's called brush me forward. So again, you don't necessarily need to know those, but the metaphors are there in a body-based psychotherapy.